How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Muv-Luv Monday, back with Photonflowers. Now, last episode was very sweet. It was very fun and cute and kind of like a nice return from like the harsh, crazy realities that we are facing. But apparently it is not to be. Takemiya and Isumi don't ever apparently have much of a thing. Because, I mean, to be fair, Isumi has her guy that she really likes, so it's not like she's been, like, pining after others at all, but, like, I was kind of still wanting to hope that something more was going to come out of that, but whatever, we'll go. We're going to finish it, so I don't know how much more is left of this story particularly, but I think it's pretty much wrapped up, and then we'll roll right into the next one. If that's the case. It depends on how long it is, really. And then, yeah, like, I guess we're getting close to the end. I don't think that, from what you guys have said, the next two stories are a lot shorter, so we might be done soon. But thankfully, we have Photon Melodies to roll right into, so Muv-Luv Mondays will continue. And also, I had a cool thing that happened. I have a good friend of mine who's been really wanting to watch. He loves mecha anime, and he's sad that, like, there's so few that are around, and there's few that are really good, and he was kind of complaining about this, because, he was trying something his friend had was interested in, but he was just struggling to connect to the characters. I was like, you know what? I would love to kind of give you an intro of what Muv-Luv's all about, like alternative at least. And so I showed him the first two episodes of Total Eclipse, which I know the rest of the anime is kind of meh. I imagine the visual novel is a lot better, but the anime itself is not that inspiring. But the first two episodes, with the invasion of the beta onto mainland Japan, fantastic. I love those two episodes, and so I showed that to him. He said he was really impressed with it. He liked it a lot. So hopefully that's gotten him more interested. And I'm hoping that Muv-Luv Alternative will be something I can pass his way when it comes out and be like, hey, watch this. Yeah, I think you'll like it. So we'll have to see. But for now, I will continue my own plotting through the storylines. So let's just jump back into it, shall we? Let's go on. So, the training exercise and teamwork drills proceeded smoothly from that point onwards. For the first time since we joined the army, our real goal was so close we could almost taste it. In spite of that, I'm not in high spirits. The instructors were practically monsters before, and they've only grown more relentless. Instructor Jinguji's grueling training regime continues unchanged, leaving us struggling to hold on. I can't say Miura has improved greatly, but at least she's not at the very bottom of the class. Miura's modest improvements also kicked Fujisawa's butt into gear. They often study together in their own free time. Seems that I've triggered Takemiya's mischievous side. I've lost count of how many times she would try to make me join their study sessions along with her. But apparently we were too good for Fujisawa, who turned us down every time we asked. This only served to amuse Takemiya further, and she kept coming back for more. Oh, look at that smug face. He's just like, I'm coming for you. By now, I had grown comfortable with our routine. While they once annoyed me to no end, now we were finally getting along. I was completely sure my place was by their side, and this is where I belong. I wonder why Fujisawa is so distant with Takemiya now. To say I'm surprised to have changed this much would be an understatement. What? Who? What?
あれはずるいよ。成功体験を積ませようって気がなさすぎるよ。
Ah, that's it.
仕方ないでしょ。向こうは実践をかいくぐってきた伝説の英士なんだから。
現実は厳しいですね。
Unfortunately, yes.
ちょっと待って。私たちだってもう何週間も実機で連携訓練やって、シミュレーターだって400時間超えてるんだよ。そろそろ1回ぐらい勝ってもいい頃じゃないの？まあ、
神宮寺はともかく、韮沢は1回くらいなんとかしたいよね。でも、この第207英士訓練学校創立以来、教官チームに土をつけた訓練兵はいないそうですよ。
Yeah, wait, I don't think Takaru and those guys did either, but I think they did decently, if I remember correctly.
でしょうね。もともと勝ち負けは評価に関係ないし、そもそも候補生が勝つなんて想定すらしてないでしょ。
何よ、イスミ。あんたには勝ちたいって気持ちはないの？ けっぱなしで悔しくないのかよ。
Oh, I'm sure it does. It's just, can't I do anything about it?
別に私だって負けたいわけじゃないわよ。勝たなきゃつかめないものがあるのもわかる。だけど現実は現実でしょ。
うげー、出たよいすみの現実病。あんたたち早く耳を塞ぐのよ。脳の飛躍的発想や夢を司る細胞が破壊されるわよ。
I feel like we just entered a propaganda film.
はあ？あんた何？
Oh no.
うるさいわね。迷惑だからやめなさ。
By the way, I do love the chibi art style. Like, I really do. I think it's really cute. I mean, it's supposed to be, but it's great. Fine, I'll shut up, Abby. How cute is that? I mean, it's adorable. Again, it's like these are just like, they're so like such good thumbnail choices. Like I'll really be choosy today which one I use. All right, no, that's a better one. That's a better one. Thumbs up with telegraph won't make a lick of sense. Perfect.
現実は十分わかってるけど、どうせなら一度は勝ちたいよね。基礎課程の修了試験まであと10日ないんだよ。
For realsies. Interesting translation choice.
その間に1回でも勝つって目標を掲げるのはすごくいいことじゃない？ビジョンを明確にして全員の意思統一を図るって意味でもね。
Yeah.
なるほど。そういうことなら。何よ藤沢、反対してないでしょ？
ああ、ごめん、つい反射で。
いすみも反対じゃないんだ。ならやってみようよ。このまま教本通りにやってても拉致が開かないし。いいですね。やりましょう、やりましょう。
あんたたちちゃんと本気出しなさいよ。私の再就職がかかってるんだからね。
Oh yeah.
その前に卒業目指しましょうよ、月子さん。
ねえ、作戦よ。作戦はどうすんの？
私たちの連携精度もまだ低いですから、並大抵の方法じゃ無理ですよね。
Hmm.
痛い。月子さん、ひどいです。
Cut the negativity.
その子、あんたの後ろ向きな発言、今後一切禁止。
口にするぐらいいいじゃないですか。
Here comes another one. Yep.
貴様、最近しごきについてこられるようになったからって調子に乗るな。
The truth has no place in my narrative. Well, sounds a lot like politics right now.
それもしかして神宮寺教官の真似？
似てなくて恥ずかしいんだから余計なツッコミはいいのよ。
Okay.
はいはい。
It looked like a lot more text than that.
いいから作戦よ、作戦。だいたいいすみは分析以外取り柄がないんだから、ここが一世一代の見せどころと知れ。
Your one redeeming feature.
毎度毎度偉い言われようね。ま、いいけど。
いすみさん、何かあるんですか？
連携教習が始まってからずっとデータ取って統計出してるんだけど、今のところ神宮寺教官は基本戦術から大きく外れていないわ。
Right.
さすが現実病。やるじゃない。
月子さん、悔しいな。逆に言えば候補生相手なら教本通りの基本戦術で十分ってことでしょ？
Like, I feel like they're gonna have to be really risky to even try and pull out a win, but like that's the downside. It's high risk, high reward, because if they can actually pull off like a stunt that catches the instructors off guard, they might be able to outmaneuver them, and since they outnumber them, theoretically they could do it. Excuse me. But if they fail, likely it's gonna involve them having to split up, like they were saying initially. And if that's the case, they could easily just get picked apart and then utterly just fail because they get too ambitious. There's a reason the basics are the basics. Like, they're kind of like, they're good fallbacks. They're good, like, standard engagement procedures because they consistently are, like, adequate.
まあ、そういうことね。候補生一人一人に対する行動予測がやたら的確だから、有利なポジションは全部先に潰される。
そこを取らせてもらえないのは最大の問題よね。
基本に忠実ってことは絵が読めるってことなのに、それで勝てないってどれだけの対処能力よ。
So, like, we should be able to predict them, except when we can't. It's like, real Einstein right here. Fujisawa, you really nailed this.
結局、候補生側の幅の問題でしょ。私たちレベルで実行できる戦術なんて、実際限られているからね。
結局隙のない基本に対抗するには基本である教本に載ってる策で行くしかないってことなの？ ちょっといいですか？
Yeah, what do you got, Mira?
また後ろ向きなこと言うんじゃないでしょうね。
言いませんってば。
よし、発言を許可する。
She blushes every time she tries to do that.
またやってるよ。耳まで赤くなるくらいならやんなきゃいいのに。
少しずるいかもしれないけど、否定を崩してはいけないとは言われてませんよね。
Like, what rules are you
だった
thinking?
らそれを少し超えちゃっても問題ないんじゃないでしょうか。
It depends on the rules, I would think.
例えばどういうこと？
Yeah, Takamiya is like me. She's like, what do you mean? Like, are you implying we use live ammo?
そうですね。カーボニックアクチュエーターの収縮比を変えて挙動に遊びをなくすとか。
I feel like that if they were as simple as that, there would be a severe drawback.
さすが座学のプリンセス、ミューラーガリコリターンズ。
There's got to be a reason why they wouldn't do that normally. Like, wouldn't everyone want their TSF to be a little bit more responsive? It's like, there's probably a reason for the fact that it's set where it is.
もうやめてくださいよそれ。しかも帰ってきてるし。
いや、真面目にすごいってそれ。神宮寺の行動予測が完璧なら機体性能の底上げでその裏をかけば隙ができるじゃん。
I don't think it would be enough though.
はい、他にもいろいろ考えられますよ。推進剤の触媒配合比を変更して瞬間加速を稼いだり。
But at the cost of what? Like, in the natural order, it's usually give and take. It's not very common that you can just, do calibrations and just make things suddenly be better. I mean, you can, but like, she's talking like she's already figured this stuff out, but if that's not common knowledge, like, wouldn't she bring this up to like normal, like, mainstream stuff? Now that's a surprise. Never thought Mira would suggest we bend the rules to win. I wouldn't say Mira is an outstanding student, but her grades certainly aren't bad. Still, what she's proposing is pretty bold application of her knowledge. Maybe she's grown more confident now that she stopped falling behind during training. Maybe Takamiya was right all along.
強化器には私たちのレベルに合わせるためのリミッターがついているんですけど、その制限領域を広げてしまう手もありますよ。
Okay, that would be an interesting one.
大変だ。ミューラーガリコが暗黒に入っている。
She's gone too far. Come back, Mira.
だからなんでアニメっぽい話になるんですか？
悪いけど、その話はそこまでよ、ミューラ。冷静に考えて、私たちがクリアすべき最重要目的は、修了試験に及第することよ。教官たちに勝つことは、そのついででしょ？
Making too many changes could risk that. It could absolutely, even if they won, they could do an investigation, find out that they technically cheated, and then not only do they fail, they get booted.
はい。
Yes, Takamiya, I get it. I won't say anything. I'm done pointing out everyone's faults. Not doing that anymore.
でも正直驚いたわ。三浦の発想は唯一今の状況を打開しうる発想よ。もし本当にやれたとすれば訓練校の歴史を変えたかもしれないわね。
Yeah, it's a bit stretched though.
いすみさん、ありがとうございます。
その大胆な発想を生かせば成功法でも何か見つかるかもしれないわね。
なんかたくましくなったじゃん、三浦。臨機応変な思考もすっごく冴えてるし、頼りにしてるわよ。
Mm-hmm.
そんな。
まあ仕方ないよその子。ここで下手打ってキャリアに傷つけたくないしね。
すみません。はいはい、再就職再就職。
Blah, blah, blah. Now, at this rate, Fujisawa's putting her foot down, even though Miura's the one who made the suggestion. Well, I can't expect the two of them to agree on everything all the time. No reason to make a big deal out of it. A few days later. Oh boy. Execution time. Ah, TSF.
マリオンからカッキー、支援位置に入ります。やっぱ読まれたか。無事かマリオン。
Dang it. Minor damage to the left shoulder armor. She can keep going.
援護する。早く下がってマリオン。
Too many obstacles in the way. Can't get a clear shot.
リングじゃ化け物かよ。くそ、あの距離で当ててくるなんて。
She's amazing.
こちらマリオン。ダミービルの裏に回りました。安全確保。
状況スモーク。教官たちまた隠れるつもりだよ。
Oh boy.
ノイズメーカーだ。センサーが殺されるぞ。
まずい。フィエタリンゴ。
卑怯だぞこら。堂々と勝負しなさいよ。
What, like you guys were going to? I believe you were the ones who were going to try and tamper with things.
やめなよマルさん。残響で完全にロストするわよ。
どの道私たちじゃこの距離では当てられない。
くっそー。毎度毎度遊びやがって。
Calm down. Calm down. You can scream and yell about it later. This is not going well. I let them out of sight and now we're paying the price.
交代して距離を取る。マル2、マル3はスモークとノイズメーカーをばらまけ。仕切り直しだ。
了解。
They keep turning up the pressure. We've been collecting data on the instructor's tactics for the past several days, but that hasn't helped us at all. Then again, while it's obvious they're playing with us, the fact that they haven't taken one of us out yet could mean we're doing surprisingly well.
最善に配置した竹宮に食いつかないってどういうこと？
They suspect a trap.
どうやら私っていう餌はお気に召さなかったみたいだね。やっぱりおとり作戦が読まれているんでしょうか。
結局最後列に配置した三浦から狙われた。教官たちのキルパターンは修了試験でも変わっていないわ。
どうする？このままだといつものパターンじゃん。
落ち着いて。スモークが切れるまで時間はある。この状況で動けばさすがにセンサーに引っかかるから。
So this is the Muv-Luv version of the Kobayashi Maru. If you're not familiar with that, it's a Star Trek reference. But in the Academy, the Kobayashi Maru is a test. It's kind of one of the final leadership tests in Star Trek, where they specifically they kind of swear people's secrecy, but they know that this is like a really hard test. But the idea is to actually force students who believe that their grade depends on success of the test to be put into an impossible situation. They literally program a scenario in a simulator that has no victory condition, that you will destroy and die in. Like the best case scenario, I think, is like running away and abandoning civilians you're supposed to be saving. And the whole idea is to teach people that there are sometimes you have to make tough calls that have no really good happy ending. So I feel like that's kind of what this fight's supposed to be. It's supposed to be kind of a humbling, like, oh yeah, you've been to the academy, but don't think you know what you do. Like, don't think you're all that good, because you still have a lot to learn.
わかってるよ。でも、これが最後のチャンスなんだよ。
準備した作戦にも予備策にも向こうが乗ってこない以上、もう打つ手がない。下手に攻めれば確実に全滅する。
But we could try something late in a bit.
とにかくこの時間帯まで前期健在なのは奇跡的よ。ここまで来たら無理はせず、試験の合格を確実にする手だって十分あるでしょ。
Well, if that's the case, then why not try something really risky? Because at that point, you're confident that you're at least gonna pass. Why not do something really out there?
神宮寺教官相手に前期健在だって前例はない。勲章としては十分じゃないの？
No. Come on. This is where you're like, I'm pretty sure we passed. So let's do something really crazy. Who am I kidding? What I really want is to let instructors in Noguchi have a taste of their own medicine, but my responsibility as a squad leader is to make sure we all pass this exam together. This is the first step to grant their wishes.
でもそれじゃあ
攻めるしかないだろ、イスミ。今まで候補生はずっと戦力差を意識した防御的な布陣で負けっぱなしじゃんか。
You got a point.
Fujisawa?
Yeah. That's strange. Miura and Fujisawa would have been acting rather eager. Maybe it's the adrenaline?
みんな聞いて。提案があるの。前にイスミが立てた作戦覚えてる？私が立てた。
The one from a while ago.
覚えてるよ。シミュレーター実習の連携基礎過程が終わった時のあれでしょ。はい、覚えてますよ。あれを試そう。
It's true, if they've been prioritizing Miura as a target, then they should probably use that.
まず負けないことね。勝敗が評価外ということは、候補生が負ける前提。調べた限り、全滅するまでにどう戦ったかを評価される協定よ。
Again, a Hail Mary play here is probably the best thing to do.
確かにね。実力差がありすぎる場合、負けない試合をするのは上等だよね。
とにかく候補生を追い込んで全滅させるらしいわ。断っておくけど、逆に全滅させるなんて訓練期間内には絶対無理だから。間違いなく完全勝利は狙えない。だとすれば私たちが勝ったという印象を残すしかないわね。
つまりどうするんですか？
教官機を一機落とせばいい。たとえそれが私たちの全滅と引き換えであってもね。
It's a decent idea, and if they're already performing this well, it really makes sense.
なんか地味だな。花がないよ、花が。
仕方ないわよ。それ以外に勝ちに等しい状況ないもの。誰もが確信してる教官機は落ちないっていう前提を崩す以外はね。
私は興味あるな。具体的にはどういう作戦？
You know, another point too. So smoke screening and the sensors to discombobulate them. That works both ways, I think. I don't think your sensors can differentiate. So by blinding the cadets, they blind themselves too, which could really be what makes this work.
相手の出方もあるけど、韮沢助教を狙うのが基本。実力が勝る神宮寺教官を狙ったら確実に失敗する。対人演習期間内はとにかく教官たちの戦術や個人特性の傾向を分析して最後の
それじゃあ復習になんないじゃんかよ。
いえ、韮沢助教だって相当強いと思いますよ。
作戦は基本的に三浦大鳥に私と竹宮、藤沢で韮沢助教と差し違えるって感じかしら。
I mean, it really is a sacrificial lamb here, but
私たちを追い詰めることが前提である以上、まず弱いところが狙われる。そのリカバーをどうするか見るためにね。まずは相手戦力を二分する。韮沢助教を私と竹宮で足止めして、神宮寺教官を藤沢の軌道と三浦の回避連携で引き離す。
really risky move, but it really could be. I'm really like, I was really skeptical when she first proposed this idea, but now that they're actually in a situation, this actually makes a lot of sense.
十分な距離を稼いだタイミングで藤沢が反転。私たちに合流して3機同時に特攻っていう流れよ。まあ、この流れに相手をどう引き込むかが鍵ね。乗ってこなければアウト。普通にやるしかない。
っていうか、神宮寺が狙ってくるのは目の敵にされてるあんたなんじゃないの？
私は何かと罵られているだけ。実際しごきや訓練の最中は必要に三浦をマークしている。以上よ。まあ、軽く聞き流しておいて。質問に答えただけでそんなことやる意味はないって思ってるから。
If their goal now is to just kind of go out with a bang, this is actually a really solid plan.
当たり前だよ。そんなにみっちい作戦みっともなくてやってらんないって。
I forgot she didn't like it for that reason.
竹宮、あんたはあれに反対だったはずよ。
細かいことはどうでもいいじゃない。戦場でもね、柔軟な対応が一番大事なのよ。
She's got a point. From a tactical standpoint, there's a good chance we could execute the plan. It might actually work too, but I can't. Back then I wouldn't have hesitated, but I'm not the same woman I was before. That plan is a cold, Machiavellian scheme. It will lead us to victory, albeit by using Mira as a sacrificial pawn. I used to think that's the way war is supposed to work, that sacrifices are always necessary, but not anymore. Sacrifices are most likely inevitable, but I would never classify them as something that you should plan to do unless you absolutely have to.
私は乗るよ。みっともなかろうがなんだろうが勝てるならやる。
藤沢。
いけると思います。相変わらず私が狙われてますし。
She's really got a point. Like, they've been fixating on her. She really is prime target for decoy.
三浦。
She's gotta stay alive though, that's the trouble.
どうなの？いすみ分隊長。決めるのはあんたよ。
If Mira bursts out of cover and immediately gets taken out, then there's no plan.
大丈夫ですよ、いすみさん。私も体力もついたんで、そんな簡単にやられませんから。
Right.
対人戦スキルなんてデータ戦じゃ役に立たないんでしょ。だったら前線での評価にここでのマイナスなんて関係ないって。
ダメよ。あんたと三浦の悲劇追ポイントとミス判定のマイナスが増える可能性が高いわ。
Fujisawa and Miura are cutting it very close. If they don't get good grades today, if they lose too many points, they won't graduate together.
いいんですよ。チームが勝ってくれれば。そうすれば、いすみさんの評判も上がるじゃないですか。
That's a silly reason.
私の評判？何を言ってるの三浦。
訓練校の歴史に残すのよ。あんたと私たちの名前を。あの死神に一矢報いた分隊の指揮官とその部下としてね。
Why wouldn't it be all of us?
私たち、このままなんとなく終わりたくないんです。お願いします。もうすぐ任官して、私たちバラバラになっちゃうんですよ。その前に、私たち、いすみさんと竹宮さんと一緒に何かを成し遂げたいんです。
I thought they usually kept squads together after training.
確かにムラがあるよ。けど、私の瞬発軌道が竹宮も食うことあるって知ってるでしょ？
Yeah.
こんなバカやれる最後のチャンスだよ、いすみ。頼むよ。私たちを信じてくれよ。あんた、神宮寺に勝ちたいんじゃなかったの？信じるにしろ見捨てるにしろ、こういう時に部下を切る決断もできないようじゃ、神宮寺を超えるなんて絶対無理なんじゃないの？
Fetch.
案外神宮寺も大陸でこういう状況があったのかもね。
Ooh.
あんたたち。
私はあんたに従うよ、いすみ。あんたが決めたことを全力でやるだけ。
So this is it. Everything's been leading up to this moment. I know that I was the one who came up with the plan, but why is everyone so willing to assume their roles? I can't let them down. Weeks ago, I would have considered this a betrayal of my principles, but now I know better. Now I realize I'm willing to leave them behind because I believe they'll come through. And likewise, I know they're willing to stay behind because they trust me. Fetch. Oh man, isn't this telling of the future? Things have changed. It isn't each of us acting alone and hoping for the best somehow. This is us fighting together as a team.
わかった。あの作戦で行くわよ。ただし、一部を変更するわ。あの頃とは私たちの技量を含め、すべての状況が変わっている。
ああ。
ボギー2は私と竹宮だけで仕留める。三浦と藤沢は連携して可能な限りボギー1を足止めする。
Okay, so they're going to stay in pairs of 2 instead of abandoning Miura and having Fujisawa back them up. She's like, alright, now we're going to be splitting 2 and 2.
泉。
別に食っちまっても構わないんだよね。
全員詳細ブリーフィングの準備をして。時間がない。2分で済ますわよ。
Right.
了解。
Roger. Oh, come on. Do we actually see it? Yes. Yes. Come on. Come on. I feel like I should already know how this ends up, but I want to see it. Assistant Instructor Narasaki's unloading 36mm rounds out of his mid-jump. Seems like he's in fine form today.
こちら丸さん、ボギー1がうまくケツに食いついたよ。くっそ。
丸さん、どうした？
大丈夫。至近着弾だよ。飛びながら120ミリ集団させるなんて、あいつ本当に死神だよ。
Excellent. I wouldn't settle for less.
丸4より丸1。作戦通り退避します。丸さん。神宮寺は必ず三浦から仕留めようとするはずだから落ち着いて。だけど油断は禁物よ、丸さん。
丸さん了解。なんとか遠くまで引き離すから早いとこ頼むよ。
Get him. Get him. Great. Everything's going smoothly.
丸3、丸4頼む。丸1より丸2。距離を取る。引き離すぞ。
Go.
さらしすぎだよ、丸1。
分かってる。けど。
Can't bet on caution here. I have to make sure Narasawa sticks to me. Pull away too much and he'll link up with Noguchi again. Come on. Come on. Don't die. Boom.
まだダメよ、丸2。私の7時300につけて。
了解。
くそ。
It's too soon. We need to create more distance. Everything we've done so far will be for nothing if they regroup. As soon as he figures out I'm setting him up for an ambush, we'll be at the deadlock. Gotta keep him busy. Give Narasawa the impression he's got me on the ropes.
宮沢め。
It'd be really cheap if they were listening to their like audio. Of course, that could be a way to try and get an upper hand is to patch into theirs. Yes.
丸1より分隊活気。反撃開始よ。
Oh, there's a good one. That's a good picture. Yokai.
丸3、丸4がボギー1をどれだけ食い止めてくれるかが勝負だ。やるぞ、丸2。
後ろは任せたわよ。
Gotcha. Here it comes.
バカな。
Catch.
教官だからって。
Did they switch TSS on them on that, like, or designations? That would be a dirty trick. I don't think that's her.
前だその子。練習通りのようにタイミング合わせろよ。
Go, go, go.
この道は左右を高層ビルに囲まれてる。ノイズメーカーをのこのこ追っかけたらそこで終わりだよ。上にしか逃げ場がないなら私だってやれるさ。
Come on.
私があんたを仕留められるなんて思っちゃいないよ。けどね、あんたがいすみと竹宮のところに行く前にダメージは負ってもらう。あんたを仕留めるのはあいつらじゃなきゃ。
Aw, Fujisawa, you're doing good.
瞬発起動が私の武器だってこと。
Ooh,
本
it's
気知ら
starting
せ
to
てや
play
る。
the
よ
main line.
し、来るぞその子。月子さん。ノイズメーカー射出。行くよその子。了解。
Go, go, go.
これが本当の激震がするの。すごいです、月子さん。神宮寺が顔を出したら全開で詰めるよ。ブランド C のオルブライトターン。
Ooh, that's gonna be a tricky shot. That's a full burn across like a sharp axis. Oh my, that looks sweet! Get him, get him.
何あの機能は。くらえ神宮寺。
Come on. Uh-oh. Were they forced to stop?
何？どういうこと？
I have no control over the TSF.
泉、竹宮、即時試験中止だ。
Oh,
韮沢助教！ 一
crap.
体何が？
Someone got hurt.
わからん。だが、接触事故が起きたようだ。
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
神宮寺軍曹と連絡が取れない。俺は今からマーカーの座標に向かう。
Instructor Jinguji's TSF isn't moving, and Miura and Fujisawa. What the heck are they doing all the way over there?
韮沢助教！私たちも行きます！
バカ野郎、足手まといなんだよ。貴様らは自律制御でハンガーに戻す。後期後は教官たちの指示に従え。
Oh,
以上だ。
I don't like that. That was an accident. What the heck happened?
泉、オープン回線。月子さん、月子さん、返事して月子さん。
Oh, fetch.
三浦どうした？藤沢に何があった？
泉さん、月子さんが、月子さんが。三浦、落ち着いて。藤沢がどうしたの？月子さんは神宮寺教官と接触してビルに激突した後、そのまま
Crap. Fujisawa crashed into the instructor?
気を失ったのか。月子さん、返事がなくて、
Oh.
そのまま機体が。
Oh, she kept up that acceleration. She kept up the boosters even though she was out.
教官はどうしたの？遠隔制御は？神宮寺教官は月子さんと衝突した後、私を回避して道路に激突しました。
Crap.
お前は大丈夫なのか三浦？神宮寺教官はどうなった？藤沢はなぜあんな離れたところにいる？
私は大丈夫です。神宮寺教官は機体が動かないって。コマンドポストより試験中の各機に次ぐ第三種事故発生。試験を即時中止し、開始位置まで交代せよ。繰り返す。
Wait, 3 accidents? Those instructors are coming in way too late. Is headquarters not in control of the situation?
演習場を離脱した訓練機は仮設補給所に墜落した模様。化学消防部隊の出動を要請。
Okay, that's really not good. Fire in a enclosed space is always bad, and supply point, that could be where ammunition and fuel is stored.
藤沢？
泉、藤沢が燃料補給車に突っ込んだって。
Fetch.
藤沢！応答しなさい藤沢！
バイタルデータが来ない。どういうこと？なんでなのよ。
Oh, man.
月子さん。なんてこと。
And now the data link's back online, out of the blue? What's going on here?
血圧の数値がおかしい。これは出血しているわ。早く助けないと。
Chest armor block is damaged. Oh, crap, maybe our cockpit isn't airtight anymore.
月子さん、今行きますから。
三浦、あんた何やってんのよ。
Fetch. Why didn't I realize before? We could access Fujisawa's vital data because Mira's TSF got close to hers.
やめなさい三浦。何をする気？
機体に取り付いて、外部から緊急脱出コードを入力します。
保安要員に任せるのよ。気化した燃料が爆発したら。
But sometimes it's... Oh, fetch.
大丈夫です。機体は十分距離を取って着陸させてますから。
But like moving parts and sparks, man, you're in a metal machine.
そういうことを言ってるんじゃないよ。ダメです。早くしないと。月子さんの血がなくなっちゃいます。お願い、三浦やめて。ガス濃度が上がってるのよ。このままじゃ危ないのなんて分かってます。でも月子さん重傷なんです。機体に亀裂があるんです。なのに今私しか近くにいないんですよ。
God, I don't know what I would do. This is literally like an impossible situation. Fetch! The crack's big enough to confirm visually? That means that there's an explosion. Fujisawa's dead.
竹宮さん、いつも柔軟な対応が大事って言ってたじゃないですか。みんなで合格したいって言ってたじゃないですか。それとこれは違うの。三浦お願い。
I think heck. If only I could move my gosh darn TSF.
機体に戻れ三浦。これは命令だ。
Says instructor Narisawa. Please, you have to convince her.
平沢助教も言ってたじゃないですか。
God, gosh.
戦友を助けるときは怖さなんて感じないって。
救助命令は出ていないぞ三浦。機体に戻れ。
救助が原則ですよ、助教。先にルールを投げたのは
Why didn't she have a helmet? Like, I thought they had, like...
私じゃないですか。
Even their training suits, I thought to have airtight helmets for the very reason of, like, when you get out of your TSF and the heavy metals and stuff.
それは戻ったら聞いてやる。つべこべ言わずに早く機体に戻れ。
キコさんは困っていた私をずっと助けてくれてたんです。
やめてくれ三浦。それ以上は。
やりましたよ、竹宮さん。竹宮さんのおかげです。竹宮さんに鍛えてもらったから。私ずっと走ってここまで来
If
れ
she
たし。
dies, Takavia is not gonna be okay. If she
ま
dies...
したよ。ほら、こうして月子さんを助けられるのは竹宮さんのおかげなんです。
And the problem is, too, she's really heavily wounded. Moving her could kill her.
ほら、私今胸部ブロックに取り付きました。これから手動でパージ。
コマンドポストより全保安要員に告ぐ。仮設補給所にて爆発発生。引火火災の恐れあり。繰り返す。
Fetch.
やだ。そんな、やだよ。
Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Ugh. What a stupid thing to happen. It's a training exercise. Dang it. About 4 hours have passed since we returned to Yokohama. All cadets have been ordered to remain on standby for further instructions. Takamiya sits motionless, her eyes completely shut and elbows resting on the desk. If I didn't know better, I would say she's praying. We haven't said a word to each other since the accident. I always knew that dealing with death is parcel of life as a surface pilot. I assumed everyone was prepared to die since the moment we enlisted. But to think we would experience death so soon, I thought we would die fighting the beta, not in a training accident. And it wasn't just me, the heavy unrest permeating the air is proof enough. My silence for the past few hours hasn't been out of consideration for Takamiya. I simply can't help but blame myself for the powerlessness. All I can do now is pray for both Fujisawa and Miura. I couldn't do a thing.
全訓練小隊に次ぐ。全訓練小隊に次ぐ。
Oh no. This better not be how they have to find out.
10分以内に各教室に集合し、待機せよ。繰り返す。10分以内に各教室に集合し、待機せよ。
Instructor Jinguchi's back, which means the inspection must be over already. She was involved in the accident as well, but it seems she's okay. A small mercy.
行こう、いすみ。
Right.
以上が現在までに判明している事故の状況だ。次に、藤沢候補生と三浦候補生の状況について報告する。
Come on. As soon as she mentioned their names, you could feel the tension in the room increase. We were impatient for answers, and after having to endure a 15-minute-long briefing on the accident, it seemed we were finally about to get some. Normally, the Army would be more than happy to keep us in the dark when it comes to sensitive information like this, but it seems that for once, our superiors are willing to make an exception.
藤沢候補生は意識不明の重体。現在、横浜陸軍病院に搬送され、救命治療が施されている。
So she's not dead, but she's not good either. She could be dead any time. That's something, though.
今のところ、容体は安定しているとのことだ。だが依然、予断を許さない状態が続いている。
And it's likely the end of her career here, too. All of us were shaken by those words. We'd been praying for her safety since we saw the chopper carrying her to Yokohama, and now, as we heard the instructor talk, we're swayed between relief and despair. But this much is enough for now. Fujisawa is alive. Fujisawa, you know what you have to do, right? If you were talking about here, gosh darn better pull through.
三浦候補生は現在行方不明。
Oh, fetch. That's even worse.
だが、回収された強化装備の一部が受けている損傷から推定死亡。三浦の生存は絶望と認定された。
Yes, it's I'm surprised that even one of them is okay. But that's kind of the sad thing, is that if she hadn't disobeyed and run in, she'd probably be fine. Fujisawa was fine when the explosion occurred. Like, well, fine, relatively. But Miura did not save her, did not do anything to help that situation, and she died for no reason.
死亡者が出たため、今後の調査権は帝国陸軍の事故調査委員会に移管される。
A natural outcome. Painful, obvious, really. Realistically speaking, Miura simply had no chance of survival, and anyone who was thinking logically and with a clear mind would reach that conclusion. But that's not how weak-minded people operate. They cherry-pick the facts and ignore everything they don't want to hear. Doing so just makes accepting the inevitable truth that much harder. I despised them, the weak, because I thought myself better. But that wasn't true. I was weak too. The difference was merely a matter of perspective. I was doing the exact same thing, except what was only a trivial matter for me was critically important to the people I used to hate. As it turns out, we were not that different.
現段階で伝達できるのはここまでだ。各自、報告書を作成し、委員会の審問に備えろ。申し訳ありませんでした。教官殿。なんだ、泉。今回の事故は、分隊長である私の責任です。
I don't know if that means anything, but it was... I mean, can she even do anything else? Should she? No, she should.
泉。
隊の状況把握が不十分でした。私の能力不足の結果です。確かに事実はその通りだ。だが違う。貴様たち候補生の管理は全て私に責任がある。したがって事故の責任は私が負うべきものだ。ですが、貴様がそう感じたいのなら止めはしない。だが、訓練カリキュラム上の分隊長が負える責任など元より存在しない。今の貴様には責任を感じるほどの価値すらない。思い上がるな。はい。
I don't want to admit it, but she's right. I'm the squad leader, but that's the role I was assigned by the academy, not the one I earned. I wish I could stop caring and let things be. I wish I could hide behind the facts about that it's above my rank, as great as it would be. That's just not who I am.
一つ、貴様たちにはっきり言っておこう。え？今回の事故は、この程度で済んでよかったんだ。
Someone died. How is that not serious? What? Can't she read the room? This is not the time to act like a hard butt.
よかったって、どういうことでしょうか。
藤沢を見れば明らかだが、三浦は機体内に留まっていれば助かった可能性は十分にあった。だが三浦は、訓練教則を勝手な解釈で曲げ、演習場で抗議した上に、単身救出に向かった挙句死んだ。
Okay, I'm not quite sure. I am quite appreciative of this. I understand you're trying to be pragmatic, but are you serious? You're gonna tell everyone like, oh, well, there's no real loss anyway. She wasn't gonna listen. It's like, okay, screw you. I'm sorry, but screw you.
それは、仲間を助けるためでは。
そうだ。その仲間を助けるためという勝手な解釈の結果、三浦は死ななくていい状況で死んだんだ。
That's sucking true, though.
三浦は想像するべきだった。自分がここまで育つのに、どれだけの貴重な資源と莫大な費用、そして目に見えぬ人々の労力がかかっているのかを。
I hate it because I can't say she's wrong, but I hate how she's putting it.
そして、それを投げ打ってまで助ける価値が、その仲間とやらにあったのかをな。藤沢は自身の能力を過信し、無謀な起動をした挙句、貴重で高価な戦術機と燃料補給車両を大破させ、多くの救助要員の生命を危機にさらした。あの程度で済んだことは奇跡に等しい。そんな勝手な奴を命を危険にさらしてまで救う価値はあるか？勘違いするなよ。ここで心配しているのは貴様たちの命ではないぞ。貴様らに投資された様々なもの、そしてそれによって貴様らが得た経験だぞ。
だとすれば、よ
せ、竹宮！
藤沢の命にかけられたものを救おうとした三浦は、ただ。
I understand how you feel, Takemiya, but that's not what the instructor's trying to tell us.
竹宮、人の世話を焼いていいのは自分のことを自分でできるやつだけなんだ。三浦は状況に何の貢献もしていない。感情的な自己満足を優先しただけだ。
結果だけを見て、あれこれ言うなら、おっしゃる通りです。
結果が全てだ。過程が評価されるのは結果が出た場合のみだ。
まだ学生気分が抜けていないようだな、竹宮。ここは貴様が柔道ごっこをしていた仲良しスポーツクラブじゃないぞ。悪いが、そんな理想論は誰かに守られていることもわからん頭でっかちどもと愚痴り合ってくれ。
Oh my gosh. Jeez.
まだ自覚できない低能がいるようなので繰り返すが。
God, come on! Gee, can't you just be... Where's the Marimo chat? I know!
私の使命は貴様ら全員を合格させることでも大人の世界へ導くことでもないぞ。あの連中が任官し前線に配属されていたなら、おそらくもっと深刻で致命的な状況を作り出していたことは想像に難くない。あいつらのような危険人物が前線に紛れ込まぬよう、貴様らの少年を徹底して暴き、友を殺す者を断固排除することだ。
Fetch.
その意味で私の責任は重大だ。三浦や藤沢のような危険分子を早々に発見し排除できなかった。これ三浦はここで死んでくれてよかった。それが軍の末席であいつが行った唯一の善行だ。
Fetch! Are you... Why are you smiling? I think I wouldn't be able to contain myself. I think I would be getting thrown to stockade for the things I would be shouting at her. Instructor Jaguji is being brutally honest, and it's absolutely understandable why. She's supposed to act that way. It's the one in charge of training new generations of surface pilots. I get why she needs to provoke us, but she's crossed the line. Perhaps she was prodding us on purpose, but I would kill her right now if I could. I doubt I'm the only one who feels this way.
ああ、そういえばもう一つあったな。
Instructor, please, that's enough. Don't make things even worse.
こうして貴様たちに死が常に隣にあるという事実を教えたことは褒めてやってもいい。他に何かあるか？
God, just 1 second, Instructor. Let me throw my desk at you. Oh, Fetch. I'm sorry.
招待解散。
Backlog.
各自別名あるまで自室で待機せよ。
Okay, she said good. We're done here then. Squad's dismissed. Remain on standby in your room until further instructions. I would be raging. I would be raging in this room. There's no sugarcoating it. This was a disaster. Being told that Mira was dead, being utterly destroyed psychologically speaking. Mira died because I wasn't enough of a leader. Fujisawa was staring death in the face. The irony of it all is, this is far from the worst possible outcome. At least Fujisawa was alive. Right now, that's the only thing giving me the strength to go on. I want to see you smile, full of life. If only you could wake up now. Most of my thoughts are full of ideas like that, despite my awareness of how selfish I sound. Her survival might be good news, but it's still a reminder of the accident. I can't think of it without remembering the tragedy that caused our squad's morale to hit rock bottom. Instructor Jinguji went too far. It's not like her argument was wrong, but she should have been satisfied with harassing just me and Takamiya. The rest of the cadets loved Mira, and Fujisawa was intimate with most of the most critical and unhappy among us. Did Instructor Jinguji need to denounce them both? Sure, she spurned their anger in order to encourage the heartbroken cadets to move on, I get that. No matter her intentions, though, it's not going to work. Trying to turn the rest of us against her like that isn't going to end well. No. I knew you'd take it that way, Takamiya.
Takemiya.
私が柔軟な対応が一番大事なんて言わなきゃよかったんだ。私が散々あの子たちにそんなこと吹き込まなきゃ。
It's no wonder Takamiya blames herself. Mira thanked her as she was rushing to help Fujisawa that it was the last time they spoke.
違うわよ、Takemiya。あんたのせいじゃない。
No, you can't believe that.
柔 柔軟な対応が重要なのは、実戦でも日常でも当然のことでしょう。あんたが悪いわけじゃない。
However, you're supposed to master the basics before you begin to improvise. This accident made the point all too clear.
こんな私を慰めてくれるなんて。いすみ、本当に優しいんだね。
慰めなんかじゃない。あんたが何を言おうが、それをやるって決めたのは、三浦と藤沢よ。だから、あんたのせいじゃ。
じゃあ、あの子たちが悪いって言うの？
竹宮。
あんたや私や分隊のために、互いのために、やっと力を合わせて頑張ろうとしたあの子たちが全部悪いって言うの？なんでそんなに冷静なのよ。なんで平気なわけ？あんたがあの子たちをもっとしっかり。ごめん、いすみ。私。
Oh, problem is, Takamiya, that's pretty rich coming from you. You literally told her, stop being hard on them. Stop being hard on them. You're gonna play the blame game. You can't be pointing fingers like that.
いいのよ。私のせいなのは確かだから。
ごめん。私、そんなつもりじゃ。
You're being honest. Don't apologize for that.
あんたはあの子たちに、対等な仲間としてアドバイスした。
Oh, my eyes hurt.
だけど私は、指揮官としてあの子たちに命令していた。神宮寺教官が何と言おうと、それには責任が伴う。命令するということは、その命令された人間と、その結果に責任を持つということよ。負うべき範囲を定めたルールで責任が免除されても、自分が決めたルールはごまかせない。でも、今の私には何もできない。だから私は、一生この罪を背負って生きていくしかない。
This is at least a part of why she always said that, like, she was terrible. Like, remember how she was always self-degrading? And, like, especially when she had, like, one-on-ones with Takaru, she used to talk about how, like, she was just, like, she deserved, like, she didn't deserve to be alive. She talked about how, like, she'd failed time and time again, and how, like, when her time had come, she's just like, it's just kind of the order of things. This is, like, this was meant to be. I deserved nothing less kind of an attitude.
この悲しみを二度と味わわないようにするためにも。
And avoid burdening the people I love with another tragedy like this.
いすみって、やっぱり神宮寺に似てる。
え？
なんか、強いよね。すごく割り切ってるっていうか、動じないっていうか。
On the contrary, she's shaken to her core.
私があんたの立場だったら、おかしくなってたかも。これ、嫌味とかじゃないから、真面目にすごいって思ってるよ。
That hurts though. That would hurt. I would hate to hear that. I'd be like, no.
竹宮。
似てるんだけど、あんたと神宮寺は、やっぱり違うと思う。あの人は許せない。あんな言い方するなんて。私、人として絶対許せない。
So you're shifting the blame on her, Takamiya. It's exactly what Instructor Jaguji wants.
三浦と藤沢に落ち度があるのは認める。でも、死んでよかったって何なの？
I agree, though. I do think that was way too far.
意識不明で生死の境をさまよってる教え子に、あれでよかったって何なの？
I get the rationale, I really do, but I do think it was too much.
私、バカだった。少しでも神宮寺がいい人なんじゃないかなって思って。やっぱりあいつは冷酷な戦闘マシーンなんだ。大陸でもああやってあの人を切り捨てたんだ。
Moments like this, I hate myself for not being willing to go along, even if it would only be for her sake. Keeping my thoughts to myself is incredibly taxing.
ねえ、なんで黙ってるの、いすみ。あんたは 違うよね。いすみ。
I will play the role I'm given, but I won't go against my core beliefs. I won't lie, even if doing so would help Takemiya cope. Should I lie to her now? It would hurt all the more once she finds out. I'm sick of hurting people with lies. I can't do it anymore. What I have to do now is tell her the truth, no matter how difficult it may be. Wish I could keep my emotions in check like Instructor Jinguji does. I want to be like her. I want her unwavering devotion to a single purpose. I want the strength she has to shoulder her responsibilities no matter the cost.
いすみ、ねえ、違うって言ってよ。
All things considered, Instructor Jinguji and I are different in several aspects. That does not mean I can't completely disregard any similarities we might have, though.
お願いだから違うって言ってよ、いすみ。
私は。
おい、ちょっといいか。C 分隊の佐久間だ。泉、竹宮、入っていいか。
I don't feel like inviting someone in, but honestly, Sakura came at the right time. Takemiya was going to keep pressing me for answers, and in the end, she would have ended up being hurt even worse. Compared to that, having rumors of me being a cold-hearted bee spread around is not a big deal. Wait, he's with Karino? I've got a bad feeling about this.
悪いな、こんな時に。
あんたたちが二人揃ってくるなんて。どうしたの？一体。
各分隊長を代表して、お前たちに話をしに来た。
Oh no.
ああ、そういうことだ。
Sakuma and Karino never stopped quarreling. Having them come talk to us together is a rare occurrence.
結論から言おう。俺たちは今から神宮寺に文句を言いに行く。だから、
Oh
当事者
boy.
のお前たちも一緒に来てほしいんだ。
Figured as much.
俺たちは志願した以上、軍の訓練が厳しいことは重々覚悟してる。だが、この訓練校は異常だ。
何？どういうこと？
俺は上の兄貴二人が帝国軍人だからわかるが、この訓練校のカリキュラムはひどすぎる。いくら大陸の状況が切迫してるって言ってもな。
ああ、別の訓練校に行った地元の連れの話を聞いたんだが、どうさっぴいて聞いても、よそはここより人道的だ。ここだけが変なんだよ。
Interesting.
まさに教官も言っていたが、ただ人材を潰すだけが目的と受け取れる節がある。あれは、俺たちを鼓舞する方便じゃない。そう確信できた。
佐久間が確信って。
行幸新聞にいる連れにいろいろ調べてもらったんだが、ここの方針とカリキュラムの決定は、校長たちじゃなく、神宮寺が握ってるんだってよ。
Really?
しかも神宮寺はかなり上のお偉いさんに直のコネがあって、そいつに頼んで前線から引き上げてもらったって話だぜ。
Interesting.
つまり、逃げてきたってこと？
そこまではわかんねえけどよ。例の噂。神宮寺は、味方を見捨てて逃げ回ってたから生き延びたって話。あれも事実だったってオチかもな。
なんで急にそこまで調べられるのよ。
前に食品ルートをぶっ潰された時から洗ってたんだよ。なんか役に立つ情報はないかってな。
でも、あの件は誰も処分されなかったはずだけど、なんであんたが恨むのよ。
Because there's lots of other stuff going on too.
こっちの収入は確実に減ってんだよ。だいたい誰も処分されないなんて逆におかしいだろ。こりゃ裏に何かあるなって睨んでんだ。
Karino wants some payback, and that's his angle. What happened at Fujisawa gives him the perfect opportunity. But him having contacts inside the country's most important left-wing newspaper, one that's frequently critical of the military and the government, that's coming totally out of nowhere.
なんか話がそれてない。結局何が言いたいのよ。
ああ、つまりだな。ここの異常さは帝国軍の規定じゃなく、神宮寺教官の勝手な暴走だってことが言いたいんだ。
てめえが逃げ帰ってきたもんだから、身代わりに少しでも優秀な絵師を送り出して、そのお偉いさんに見捨てられないようにしたいんじゃねえのか？
No, this doesn't make any sense. His Sakuma is so dense he doesn't notice. It's obvious Karino just wants to pin something down on Instructor Jinguji, whatever it may be. Assuming he's trying to set her up, this whole process of gathering evidence is merely a farce to get more people to join his crusade. I don't think Karino is too concerned with due process either, so his actions make sense. But I expected Sakuma to be different. Does he even care for evidence, or is he just trying to confirm what he already believes? It's a convenient rumor, to be sure. More so once everyone is overwhelmed by their own insecurities. Gives people a common enemy, lets them cling into something.
もしそれが本当だとしたら、三浦はそんな異常な演習で。
This is bad. Takumi and Sakuma are completely on Karino's side. Jinguji is the common enemy now, and her plan was a success far beyond her expectations. The fact that both Miura and Fujisawa were so popular only makes things worse. Miura was practically the school's mascot. Everyone liked her. Fujisawa was always willing to lend an ear to anybody who needed a vent. And Instructor Jinguji tore down their reputation in a matter of minutes. Of course, people wouldn't take this lightly. What if I point out the contradictions? Could I make them come to their senses?
憶測はともかく、ここの訓練規定がよそと比べて異常なのは確かだ。兄貴たちに他校規定を調べてもらって裏は取れている。俺たちはこれ以上教官の横暴に付き合う気はない。これは全分隊長の総意だ。
So it's a baby coup. It's kind of the prelude to what would happen later.
つまり第16英士訓練隊全員の意思ってことだ。お前たち以外のな。
三浦と藤沢の所属分隊の当事者として、できればお前たちにも賛同してほしい。
Crap. This is a tight circle.
そして、もし賛同してくれるなら、いすみ。お前も一緒に来てくれ。
いすみ、お前だって悔しいだろ。あのバーバー、てめえで事故に絡んでおいてあの言い草だぞ。あいつ、三浦と藤沢の親に同じセリフが言えるのかってんだよ。ちくしょう。
一つ聞いていい？
なんだ、一つと言わず何でも聞いてくれ。
ただ抗議するだけで終わりなんてつもりはないのよね。
さすがいすみだぜ。分かってらっしゃる。
教官が要求を拒んだ場合、実力行使も仕方がないと思う。
Fetch, it is a coup. Fetch! I think he's riling him up. I think and the problem is too, it's mob rule. Like, he's initially gathering support from these people, you know, out of a sense of compassion and fear and anger at a situation. And those are easily stoked emotions. When they confront Instructor Jinguji, she's going to go back into her role and she's going to berate them. And she's going to continue to say these things. And if she applies too much pressure, he might be able to start a spark. And it could lead to a very, very, very bad situation. AKA, like, I don't know. I think he intends for them to not let her leave alive.
実力行使って佐久間？
気は進まないが、カリノのコネクションをフル動員してもらうつもりだ。
Yeah, this is a coup and a baby coup.
今回の事故は神宮寺の星にとってかなりのダメージになるはずだ。大騒動にして世間の注目を集めりゃマスコミも食いつく。
Right.
今は事故の調査と現場検証で保安部隊もそっちにかかりきりだからな。立てこもるにしろ、武器の調達にしろ。
That's a path to death. You think that they're going to just like let that happen?
しかも当事者の神宮寺は屋内待機。上層部の連中は陣頭指揮で現場に張り付いてる。やるならこのタイミングしかない。
This is so messed up. Strike while the iron's hot. Karina is being used. That newspaper connection of his wants to get a hold of the real scoop, even if staging the event itself is what it takes. The target is Death herself, the Continental Campaign's ace. The Morning Light has opposed the Continental Dispatch since the beginning because of Japan's complicated history with mainland Asia. For an opposition newspaper, this couldn't be any better of a story.
あんたたち本気なの？ 最悪の場合反逆罪よ。
Worst case? I'd say death is worst case.
それは違う。反逆罪があるとすれば教官だ。訓練校を私物化し、人権蹂躙を感化している。
俺らはそれを暴くんだ。これは三浦の弔い合戦だぜ。
でも、
なんだよ。
そんなことをしても、三浦は、喜ばないんじゃない
Agreed.
かな。
竹宮
Little surprising, but I agree.
私も、神宮寺は許せない。だけど、藤沢だって、そんなこと望んでないと思う。
She's right.
竹宮。
じゃなかったら、あの子たち、集権に、あんな一生懸命にならなかったんじゃないかな。私、爆発の前にデータリンクのログで見たけど、あの子たち、オルブライトターンを同時に決めてるんだよ。
It was pretty sweet. An Albright turn, a sea-level combat maneuver where the TSF maintains thrust and switches its vector by 180 degrees. They executed one of the most daring maneuvers we've only ever read about.
私と泉に黙って、二人でずっと練習してたんだよ。
Fetch. Come to think of it, they never let Takamiya join them when they were studying together. Was this the reason?
神宮寺のことは、なんか、別の方法でなんとかできないのかな。
おい、竹宮。お前、あいつらはお前らに恩を返し。
いいんだ、竹宮。俺たちは無理強いをする気はない。ただ、これは三浦や藤沢だけの問題じゃない。俺たちは候補生からあんな目に遭うやつをもう二度と出したくないだけなんだ。それだけは分かってくれ。
気持ちは、わかるよ。
そんなことが言いたいんじゃないのは分かっているが、念のため、お前が賛成しなかったことは記録しておく。
Okay.
いや、私は、
いいからそうしとけって。
狩野。
別に俺らは多数決で従わせたいわけじゃねえからな。全員自分で決めたんだ。だからお前の意思も尊重する。
Fetch.
ごめん、狩野。
謝るところかよ、バーガ
ごめん。
ー。お前の言う通り、もし藤沢が俺らの行動に反対だったら、あいつのことだ。俺らとは絶対口も聞かなくなる。だからお前は、その時のための保険だ。あいつがここに戻ってきた時のな。
泉、お前はどうする？
いろいろ聞かせてもらって安心したわ。
Uh-oh.
お前も、やめとくか？
いえ、行くわ。
Whoa, wait, what? Seriously, what? What?
さすが泉。やっぱただの優等生じゃねえな。
What loopy land are we entering?
嬉しくないわね。
Yeah,
そ
no.
れ。
褒め言葉だぜ。お前、黒幕の素質十分だって前々から思ってたんだ。
お前が賛同してくれるのは心強いよ、泉。これで全分隊長が揃った。
待って佐久間。あんたたちは残って。
Wait, what?
はあ？何言ってんだよ、泉。お前、やっぱ反対なのかよ。
狩野。私が行くって言ってるのよ。
どういうことだ？説明してもらえるか？
Yeah, are you gonna tell her what's going on?
向こうだってバカじゃないわ。反感買うことなんて、計算済みでしょうね。さっき聞いたでしょ？私たちを排除するためにいるって。ガン首揃えてのこのこ出向けば、危険分子としてその場で一網打尽もあり得るわよ。
She's... Oh, man. Is she really that conniving that she would just absolutely continue to use even this tragedy to sift out? Like, people who... Unfortunately, though, she kind of has a point because many of these guys, if they are able to pass through this, are going to be the ones who are going to be involved in the coup later.
あのババアがそこまで俺らを買ってるとは思えねえな。どうせ何もできねえふぬけだって決めつけてやがんだろ。
No.
相手は死神神宮寺よ。 仮にあんたが言うように逃げ回って生き延びたんなら、なおさら最悪の事態には備えるでしょうね。
True.
確かにな。
それに、もともとあんたは行くべきじゃない。外部との連絡や、裏ルートのコントロールを人任せにする気？
まあ、そう言われればそうだけどよ。
だが、イスミ、正当性はこちらにある。最初からことを構える姿勢で臨むべきじゃないだろう。全分隊の代表である俺たちが揃ってこそ、候補生の総意であることを示せるんじゃないのか。
It also means that as soon as if they take you guys out, like spirit you away, you lose all momentum. You think this is just gonna keep going if all of you are gone?
佐久間、あんた何も学んでないわね。結果が全てだっていう教官のあれ、正論よ。
だが、
勝敗は準備で決まるのよ。ファーストストライクは、スタートの合図に過ぎない。
She's got a point. Dang, she does.
それに、これはもともと F 分隊の問題。私一人で行くのが流れ的にも一番自然で、警戒されないはずだわ。
なるほど。
私の要求が拒絶されたら、その時こそ、あんたたちが動けばいい。
やっぱイスミは味方にすると頼りになるぜ。いいんじゃねえのか、それで。
確かにイスミの言う通りだな。可能な限りリスク回避をしておくことは正しい。
Sorry. I choked on my water there.
三浦たちの分隊長が差しでやるっつんだ。他の連中も納得すんだろ。しかもイスミは神宮寺を一番恨んでる。
私、そんなこと言ったかしら？
無理すんなよ、優等生。あんだけ目の敵にされりゃ恨むのが普通だろ。
Right.
別に、普通じゃないわ。
出世狙ってるお前がそれを隠したいって気持ちはわかるぜ。
しかし、その冷静さはさすがだな。こんな時でも動じないお前は、本当にすごいよ。
そんなこと、ないわよ。
正直なところ、俺たちかなり頭に血が上ってたよ。全く面目ない。
念のため、ある程度時間が経ったら様子は見に行かせる。いいな。
Makes sense he'd come up with a way to ensure his plan works. He's got a handle on this, way more than Sakuma. But that's going to be expected from someone who regularly deals with the underworld.
わかった。じゃあ、早速動くわ。
頼んだぞ。俺たちも準備にかかろう。
おう。
泉、あんた。
わかってる、竹宮。調子合わせて手の内を聞き出しただけ。だから、安心して。
I don't agree.
じゃあ。
三浦も藤沢も、絶対あんなこと望んでない。騒ぎにならないように、私が何とかする。
But how do you stop one?
あんた、一体どうするつもりなの？
大丈夫。私に考えがある。だから、できる限りのバックアップ、頼むわよ。
でも、
打ち合わせしてる時間なんてない。こんな状況で後ろを任せられるのは、もうあんたしかいないんだから。
泉。わかった。なんとかやってみる。
Thank you.
頼んだわよ。
Okay, we have to stop here. It's been too long. It's been a long episode, but I know there's gonna be intensity next. But fetch, man. Oh. This is such a crappy situation in so many ways. Holy crap. I kind of don't want to stop, but I also know like I need to like break this up. It makes more sense and this is a good place to go, but I don't even know. Most of the time I think I can think, oh yeah, I'd probably do this, you know, in my comfortable cushy chair pretending I'm in a situation I'm not in. But this is something else. This is like, what do you even do? What do you even do? It's like, it's a nightmare. A genuine bona fide nightmare. It's such a dark place to have to be, you know, to take all this to figure it out. How sad. How terrible. Gut-wrenching. Awful. And then you can't even take time to try and grieve. You have to immediately try and save your entire base from going up in smoke, from ruining everything that you've not only worked for, but dozens of others have worked for. You have to try and ensure the safety of like this life and of the fight against the beta. That there's so much going on that can't, like, even with like intergalactic like enemies that are threatening to destroy every human life, we can't help but fight amongst ourselves somehow. It's the same frustration Takaru had with all the drama that he experienced. He's just like, how can we bear to do this when we have such an obvious enemy like staring us in the face? And yet it's so human at the same time. Fetch, man, so stinking good. But yeah, on that terrible note, I think I'll have to end it here. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel as always. It's a pleasure having you. It's a pleasure being able to share this with you. I look forward to reading your comments and your thoughts about this one because of how insane it is. Yeah. Keep it strong, keep it together. It's been a really rough week for me, emotionally. And yet, being able to play a game like this, I think, helps, because it's like, there might be fictional stories, but they're believable fictional stories that are hinged off real human emotion. And somehow it makes me feel like I can take the things that I'm bearing head on to, despite how hard it is, you know? It could be worse, and at least I've got what I've got. So I'm grateful for that. Thanks to the supporters of the page on Patreon. I appreciate everything you do. Moving forward with the channel, and like someday wanting to see this become something greater, something more than it is. And I'm grateful for your vision and your willingness to continue to believe in me. And to those of you who are supporting me just simply by being here, thank you so much. Like, it means so much to me. And I love making these videos, and I love being able to hear your responses and what you enjoy. And I hope that I can continue to bring more content that you can enjoy and like join me for. So thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. And until next video, watching me, I hope to see me next. I'll see you there.